Hello there. What's crack? I like it. I'm Scotty. You're not. One of the big ideas I had when I was sick is to redo my. I was already doing horror top tens. I was doing those of the decades, and then I did top 10 remakes better than the original, and horror movies that should have never gotten sequels. So I decided to redo the list I have. I did not look at those lists at all, but I'm pretty sure they changed my top 10 worst horror sequels, and then the top 10 horror sequels that are better than the original. And today we're going to trudge through the crap so that tomorrow we can talk all about the good. Both filmed in the same day. Yeah. So I will do the first 9 with this. Not like I did my Disney Channel Mount Rushmore, where I listed all the honorable mentions. No, I do it like I've been doing my list for the last year and a half, where I talk about the first 9. I think my honorable mentions are my number 1. So yeah, so you're gonna notice that there's a lot of ones that people will put on their worst lists in like mainstream franchises like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Final Destination that won't be on this list because there are movies worse. Than those ones. And, so maybe I'm not as mainstream, but I have had this channel for 6 years or so. And I've watched a lot of good movies, and I've watched a lot of shit. And it's time to trudge through that shit. So starting out at number 10 is a movie I think was in my original list, but it was higher up on this list, and I'm going to put it here. And I'm surprised it's only number 10, but I looked at all the crap that is this going on. And the reason why I don't like this movie, I'll watch it, but I don't like this movie is because it tarnishes what the original movie did. And that is White Noise 2. Or White Noise, The Light, whatever. So, you don't know what White Noise is. White Noise is a psychological horror film starring Michael Keaton. Plays a guy whose wife disappears and is found dead. And he is contacted by a guy played by Ian McShane. Or, not Ian McShane. Ian Holm. No. Ian McNeice, who tells him that he has been talking with his dead wife and shows him how to do EVP with the static on his TV, or electronic voice phenomena. I remember when the trailer came out. I remember how creepy it was. And I love that movie. I remember watching it alone in this big Victorian house we used to live in, and it's creepy. And the first time I watched it here, it's creepy. That movie, spoiler alert, by the way, that movie ends with Michael Keaton sacrificing himself to save this woman who's been kidnapped by this killer guy who's being controlled by these evil spirits. Also responsible for the death of his wife. He sacrificed himself to save her. The cops show up, they save the day. This movie completely ruins that ending. Because you follow, I think of his name. Nathan Fillion is Abe Dale, stupid name, whose wife and child are murdered in a diner. And he decides to attempt schmooshmite and ends up having a near-death experience, which allows him to see the EVP without needing to use the TV static stuff from the first one. This allows him to see people that people are going to die before they die and save them. However, it is revealed, spoiler alert for this movie, it is revealed that the people were supposed to die. They were supposed to die. That was the end of their lives. So if you save them, 3 days later they will be possessed by the devil or a demon and attempt to kill more people. And they even go as far as to say that the woman that was saved by Michael Keaton at the end of the first film was also one of those people that went nuts and killed more people. Yeah, kind of makes his whole sacrifice at the end of the first one completely fucking pointless, doesn't it? Yeah, like I said, I'll watch it, but it's one of those eye-rolling things where I watch it ironically if I want to do a double feature maybe, but it's not often that I reach for this, and it's the reason why it's on this list is because it pisses me off. Number 9 is one that people will expect to be higher on this list, actually. You might disdain for this movie, but everything else is worse, I guess, and that's Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I hate this movie. I do. I hate it. The fact that it's only 9 pisses me off more, but I hate it. This is the theatrical cut, by the way. You need to go away. This is the theatrical cut, which I hear is better. It is better. I watched it in theater and thought it was okay. But the director's cut, they make Laurie so fucking unlikable. She's annoying, the damn film. She is one of the most unlikable lead characters you can ever have in a movie. And I understand what Rob Zombie was going for. She's been through trauma. Sure, and it's the only time on screen that we actually see Laurie find out that Michael Myers is her brother. Because she finds out off screen in the original movies, by the way. Though she has that dream, but it's not really a realization, or she's not told, you know. So it's that sort of thing. But I just don't like the direction it went with her. And the ending. Not a fan of the ending here. So, no. No like. Alright, I need the list. I need to put it over here. Number 8 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. Say what you want about 3, it's boring, it's generic, whatever. Say what you want. Like, I'm not a big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. Not just because my copy doesn't work, but it's just like, I don't know. They just doubled down on the grossness, and I'm just not a fan of that, you know. So to me, this is the worst. You have, like, one of the worst depictions of Leatherface. The acting in this. There's a chick at the beginning like, I just, like, what is going on here? What is that? Right? And Renee Zellweger, great actress. By the end of this, I feel like she's at the end of a rope. You sit the fuck down right now! And worst, the Illuminati plot. What is that? Just, what is it? No. Just, the saving grace of this movie, and why it's fun to watch, to go back and watch, Matthew McConaughey. But, no. Thank you! Number 7. I apologize for the cough. I thought I was done. I just can't. It's because I'm talking. Number 7 is Gate 2. And, I contemplated putting this on this. If it wasn't this one, it'd be Jeepers Creepers 3. But it's not. No, it's this one. Because they're both disappointing sequels to me. But I feel like with the Jeepers Creepers movies, those are like, the first one's really good, and then there's the second one, which is okay. So it's like, depending on what they were building up to and what we got for 3, is like, eh. But to me, The Gate is such a great 80s horror film. This one, I don't know. It's the same director, which is weird, but they couldn't get Stephen Dorff to come back. They got the guy who plays Louis Tripp, who plays Terry. And it's just, I don't know. All of a sudden, these creatures who cost having in the first one, now you get one, you can make wishes. that was never a thing in the first one. I don't understand that at all. And then they don't even last that long, and they literally turn into shit. And while I like the set piece at the end in the castle, it all just kind of goes away when the characters are like, not like Terry's not Terry anymore. He's a monster. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm glad I finally bought this Blu-ray because it's like, I don't know, complete, I guess. Number 6 is another one people had higher on the list, but I actually had it on the list, and that's Alien 3. Because it is. Now, I haven't seen the assembly cut. People say the assembly cut is better. I just think it's boring. You have one of the best sequels ever made. By the way, Aliens will not be on my best horror sequels. I don't consider it horror. I consider the Aliens movies as a whole horror, sci-fi horror, but I consider Aliens sci-fi action more than horror. There's more action. It's more action than horror to me. But it's boring. Everyone's head is shaved. They're all bald. They all look the same. So it's hard to follow which character's which. Right? There's a whole thing like killing off the characters from the last movie that you're invested in. No, they're just dead because it took too long. And that could be an excuse for Newt. Which, again, would be pointless for everything you're invested in the last one. But you left Hicks? I don't know. It just... No, I no likey. I no like. No good movie. I just think in the end, her sacrificing herself would mean more if Newt was there to see it. Because like a daughter thing, I don't know. Number 5 is Exorcist II: The Heretic. What is this movie? What is this movie? You want to follow up The Exorcist? They brought back Linda Blair. And they brought in Richard Burton. And then the movie starts with some chick setting herself on fire. And there's locusts. And James Earl Jones in a weird costume. And I don't know. This is weird. And you gotta introduce one locust into the... I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in this movie. Okay, it sucks. Okay, number 4 is the only one of these I don't own, as I refuse. Creepshow 3, which says a lot about the first 3. The 1, 2, and 3 that I own them, but refuse to own this one. Creepshow 3 is terrible. Like, Creepshow is a classic written by Stephen King, directed by George Romero, and then you have the second one, which I don't know if Romero directed it, but I think it still holds up, you know. This one, the effects, some of the effects are good, but then there's like, they spend it on regular effects, on like gore effects and stuff, and then like all the special effects stuff is like flash animation. Because this was direct to video, and then some of the stuff where the girl is all deformed, that she turned into a rabbit, and then there's one with, like, they think that this professor guy created a robotic woman to be his wife, and so they, like, start trying to disassemble her, but they're too fucking stupid to realize it's, like, blood and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's very realistic, and then they realize she's a mail order bride, and it's like, well, it's just stupid. It sucks. It's dumb. Speaking of dumb, number 3, American Psycho 2. Subtitled All American Girl, which is not on this. It's very well known this is not actually a sequel to American Psycho. This was written as another movie called The Girl That Wouldn't Die. I believe is what it's called. And Lionsgate said, hey, let's make it a sequel. And shove in Patrick Bateman, who's killed at the beginning of this movie, which is bullshit. Excuse me. And then we just follow Rachel McGuire killing people in college. She's ultimately revealed not to be the real Rachel McGuire, but taking her place. There's no identification anywhere. Right? She killed someone with a condom, which would not be able to be done. Like, she chokes Robin Dunn with a condom. And that pisses me off because you can't do that, it would break. It's latex. It breaks. No. This movie's stupid. As a sequel to one of... I'm sorry. I love the original American Psycho. I don't like that they're trying to remake it. We don't need to do that. Make new stuff and stop remaking shit. This is shit. Speaking of shit, number 2 is I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Oh my God, this sucks. And I know the new one wasn't anything wrong about, but that's 10 times better than this one. We follow no original characters from the first 2 movies, instead following brand new characters in Colorado, which is landlocked. It would not have a fisherman killer, but whatever. And there is a fisherman killer because there's a legend, apparently, and there's something happened where they pull a prank with the fisherman killer, and their one friend got killed, and so then they lied about it, and the next year they just start getting killed off, and it's revealed that it is actually a zombie fisherman. Zombie Ben Willis. Bullshit. And then they throw him in a wood chipper and think that's good enough. After they establish the only thing that can kill him is the hook. They throw him in a wood chipper and say that's good enough, and then they're surprised when he comes back later. Because they were somehow trying to continue this franchise with that premise. Like, hey, he's a zombie fisherman, keep coming back. But like, they know how to kill him, but even if they continued, it'd be like, we know how to kill him, well, we can't do that or the franchise won't continue. So then, Number 1. No. We have honorable mentions. Hold on. Honorable mentions. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes a Boat to Manhattan. Yeah, it's an honorable mention. Because I don't think it's as bad as the rest of these. Boogeyman 3. Boogeyman 3 is bullshit. After following Boogeyman 2, which I think is a superior sequel, has a great twist at the end, which I'll discuss more in my best. It's not on the list, but it's an honorable mention in that. I'll just throw that in there. I'll discuss more on that one. But Boogeyman 3 decides to just flip it and go, no, it's supernatural again. The Grudge 3, I like the format of the first 2, and this is like, no, this is so straightforward instead of jumping around, and it's just kind of, meh. We're stuck in an apartment building for 2 hours. The Ring 2, honestly, I can't even remember much about it. I just know it's not good. And that's The Final Destination. It's the worst of that franchise for sure. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, which I can have fun with, but I can admit it is the worst. Cult of Chucky. Yes, Cult of Chucky is worse than Seed of Chucky. Because I can have fun with Seed of Chucky, but Cult of Chucky is just fucking boring. And I will not stand for boring. Hellraiser Inferno, I Will Die on the Mountain, that is the worst one. Even though Hellraiser Dead is kind of worse. When you watch a movie and it gives you one of the biggest headaches of your life trying to understand what the hell's going on, no, that's got to be the worst, right? Jeepers Creepers 3, which I already mentioned. The Hitcher 2, disappointing sequel, where we kill off the main character halfway through so we could follow his girlfriend. Because when we invest ourselves in the character from the first film, we want him to be killed off so we can follow this character we have no investment in whatsoever. Same problem I had with the remake, where it's like, yes, this character, Jim Halsey, we have an investment because we know the character from the original, so we want to follow him. Let's kill him off halfway through the remake to follow his girlfriend, who we do not know and no connection to. Unfriended Dark Web. I think people say this is better than the original, but it's not. I hate the ending. Because, like, you had a chance to be different. Especially with the way that it was going, and you decided, nope, we have to end like every other found footage movie, and they have to die. And there are like 4 endings to that movie. I don't remember all of them, but one of them is fine, I guess. But yeah. Slumber Party Massacre 3. The first 2 are fun. This one is just stupid. And the reveal is dumb of who the killer is. Did I not have... I lost it. I had it and I lost it. Oh well. Number 1. Worst sequel. Return of the Living Dead. Rave to the Grave. And I remember this was the worst that I ranked it in. Because I did not like Return of the Living Dead 2. But I have soured on this one for sure. Because I actually like Return of the Living Dead, Regeneration, the 4th one. I actually like that. I like the characters, and they're like, oh, they're filming both of these back to back. It's the same characters. But no, it's not. This feels like they had 2 different scripts, but they said they were going to film the movies back to back and just have them be the same characters. And just took this script for this movie, scratched out the characters' names that were in that script, and wrote these characters in so it would be cheaper to just have the same actors jump over to this. Except for the main love interest in the previous film, because she wasn't available for this, so they killed her off. And then they said, well, Cody has a new girlfriend in this, which makes no sense. And they make his one friend the brains, and they don't know what the trioxin is, despite the fact that they had a whole thing in the last one explaining what it is. Also, it just doesn't work. And they distribute it as a drug to turn people into zombies. And it'd be one thing if you had completely new characters doing this, right? And you just have the uncle jump over here, you know, and do that. But no, it doesn't work. And it's crap on toast. It is. They found me. You hear that? The cops found me. A joke. But yeah, there it is. That's why it's the worst. It's one of those. Because I like the 4th one, right? I'm like, oh, we're gonna follow the same character. This makes no sense. This movie makes no sense. It doesn't. So yeah, I went straight into crap for this list. Which is why a lot of the ones that people have on the list, like Friday the 13th, Part 8, or even Halloween 5, that could be another mention, I guess. We have Halloween 5. People have Freddy's Dead, or even Nightmare on Elm Street 5 will be on this list. Not on this list, because I went deep into the crap for this good thing is that tomorrow we're going to talk about the good sequels. The sequel's better than the original, by the way. And I know that there's a one movie that a lot of people would also put on this list, but it's not on this list. It's on the good list. So if you know me, you know that's where it belongs for me. But we'll get to that in the next one. Till then, what are your lists of the worst horror sequels? Let me know how social, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.